joining us right now to weigh in, Wisconsin Congressman Sean Duffy. Congressman, good to see you. Thanks for joining us.
Good morning, Maria. Thanks for having me on.
Your reaction to Trump now leading in this new CNN poll?
Yeah, listen, I think this is an indicator that for the last 2 to 3 weeks, Donald Trump has been on the stump, doing rallies and talking to people, reaching out to the African American community. It goes to his speech on immigration. But most importantly, I think it's the fact that Donald Trump has been on script. He hasn't had these moments in the last 3 or 4 weeks where he goes off script and says things that the media takes and runs with. So it's been positive for him. And if you look at Hillary Clinton, I mean, the news cycle couldn't be worse for her. You have the corruption between the tie of the Clinton Foundation and the Clinton State Department. We now have her lying again about emails that she gave over to the State Department that she actually didn't give. All of the news cycle has benefited Trump and gone against Hillary Clinton. And if I could just mention one more thing, if you look at the money that has been spent in this race, Maria,
yeah.
The last number I have is Clinton has spent $68 million in ads, Donald Trump $4 million in ads, and he's still winning. And the news media is in the tank for Hillary Clinton. So with those two things going against Trump, and he's still in the lead, I think it says a lot about the power of his campaign. Now, you mentioned this earlier. It's not the national poll. You got to look at every state, and he has to do well in Pennsylvania, Ohio, North Carolina, Virginia, Florida, Colorado, and Nevada. He does well there.
Yeah.
He's going to pull this thing out.
Well, we'll see what happens in the next, 60 days, Harlan Hill. And WikiLeaks, Julian Assange, says he's got more dirt that they're going to be releasing in emails.
Absolutely, and I anticipate that we'll see that in the coming weeks. But what I think is really interesting is that, she said that she takes classification really seriously in that last clip. But there's zero evidence, I mean, that's actually substantiated. I mean, she didn't even know what the classification markings meant in the emails. And so...
C means classified.
Yeah, she thought, yeah. I mean, this is something that I would expect of a low-level staffer, let alone Secretary of State. And so how does Trump effectively communicate that, or does he move past this issue and focus on the economy and jobs? Congressman.
Oh, that's me. So no, I think he still has to focus on this issue of classification because again, it's another lie she told on her plane that she doesn't understand classifications of very serious information. And to note, if you look at the U.S. House of Representatives, we have classification clearances, but some of this stuff is so sensitive that only the Intelligence Committee in the House is able to view this information that she had on secure on her server. So I think that's a serious point. But you can't leave that completely aside. You got to talk about it. But I think most Americans care about their kitchen table issues. They care about the economy. They care about their job. They care about upward mobility, a better paycheck. They care about security. You hear these stories about ISIS and the beheadings and the shootings. They want a president who's going to address that threat. And I think they also care about the southern border. They want a compassionate solution, but they also want America to decide who comes in and out of our country.
Yeah.
All those things play to Donald Trump.
Congressman, you mentioned there a list of swing states. You didn't mention your own state of Wisconsin. There was a poll last week that does show the race pretty tight now in Wisconsin. Is it even possible that Donald Trump could win a state that Republicans have not won in a long time there? For the presidency,
yeah,
I mean.
Thanks for bringing that up. How could I forget my home state of Wisconsin? So, a month ago, Donald Trump was up, Hillary Clinton was up by 15 points. Last week, this poll came out, the Marquette Law School poll, and Hillary Clinton's only up by 3 points.
Wow.
So he's made up 12 points in less than a month. And so, yeah, no, he can win here. We have a problem in Wisconsin where in the southeast part of the state, there's a really aggressive anti-Trump movement. If those Republicans come home in Wisconsin, I think Trump will be up. And for the first time since 1984, Wisconsin will go for the Republican nominee.
Of course, he didn't win the primary there, right? He lost the primary in Wisconsin.
Right, Cruz
won.
won.
Ted Cruz won, right.
Yeah.
But what's in our state, the northern part of our state is usually a 50-50 part, but we're rural, we're manufacturing, and my district, which is the central northern part of the state, they love Donald Trump, so he's making up huge numbers in a part of the state that Republicans normally don't do that well in. So that's that's actually carrying him in the southeast part where they usually do well, but he's
Interesting.
He's got some work to do with the Republicans.
Here's Dagan.
Congressman, to Jerry's point, what has happened in the state in terms of the ground game that has turned the polls and given Donald Trump some momentum? Like, is it people on the ground? What is it?
So, first of all, the Trump ground game is not that big in Wisconsin, but if you think back, Scott Walker, our governor, had 2 recall elections, and our state party is one of the best state parties in the country. And so Trump's able to tap into that organization and play throughout the state, which benefits him significantly. But I think our Wisconsin voter looks at the issues as they play out, and they want a candidate who's going to level with them, be honest and trustworthy with them, and not have corruption. I mean, if you look at the president coming out and telling us that if you like your health care plan and you like your doctor, you can keep it, or the $400 million that went to Iran in unmarked bills, that's not a ransom payment. Americans and Wisconsinites are sick of being lied to. They want a president who's going to level with them and be honest with them, no matter how bad the news is.
Right.
And they look at Hillary Clinton and think, this woman isn't going to level with me. I want the truth. And if I have the truth and I understand it, we as a country can work together to fix that problem. But if you're lying to me and dishonest with me, man, we're no better than these third-party, third world countries that have this, banana republic-esque leadership.